Just trying to get the lighting sorted. So yeah, I thought I'd just jump on to say hi. It's been a while since I've done a live. I've been meaning to do one, but there's been quite a lot of stuff going on. So I just thought that I would pop on and have a little chat for a little while. If anyone's got any questions or anything like that. Hey everyone who's still joining. Hey, is it Kushbugo Swami 98? Hope I said your name right. Hey, how are you? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's going too quick for my liking. Hey Titanic, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I meant to do one live and get the YouTube video up by the end of this week, but I've had quite a lot of eye strain actually lately, so quite a bit of tiredness this last week, so I've had to kind of minimise the time on my phone, but I'm doing a lot better now. So what I want to be able to do is do the lives again. I'm going to get the YouTube video uploaded soon. The newest YouTube video is about the law of attraction, just like my understanding of it, because that was requested quite a bit. So I just thought today would be a good day to just pop back on and say hello. Let's see some of these questions. Hello, love from India. Hi Vinod. I hope I pronounce your name okay. Hello from England. Thank you for tuning in. Formal education makes you a living, but self-education makes you a fortune. Oh my God! Do you know? We learn stuff in school, but it doesn't really teach you about. It doesn't always teach you stuff about life, as in a way. You know, if you education of yourself, of the self, of your self-awareness is. You know, it can buy you so many other things that, you know, and we're not just talking like materialistically here, we're talking about, you know, within ourselves, you know, there's so much value that you can have from your self-awareness. That's, you know, that's like a form of an abundance. So absolutely, if you have your self-awareness and self-education, that does so much more. You share great mind-provoking thoughts. Oh, thank you. I'll either have a thought myself and then a perspective that I want to share, or I'll either share something based on my own experience, or if I come across something that really helped me, then I like to share that and discuss it with others as well. Because if you've found something that's helped, you know there's going to be lots of other people that could do with that same a bit of help. So I'm all for, you know, don't keep your don't keep the stuff you learn just to yourself. Share it when the time's right for you, but share it to as many people as you can. You know, so I'm glad it helps. Take care and stay safe. Yes, you too, Kumara Abe. You too. Take care. Oh, clicked on the wrong button. A lot of respect for you. I am from India. Oh, thank you very much. Hello again to India. Thank you for tuning in. I know it was later in the evening there than where we are here. I know you guys are ahead of England, so thank you for still tuning in. Titanic, we love your quotes and speeches. Blessed to me, your part in your life. Oh, thank you, Titanic. That's really, really nice for you to say that. It's more. I'm just glad that people can resonate with what I say, you know, because I've been on my path for quite a while now. I've been through a lot of various different things, you know, challenging stuff. You know, we've all got our own challenges and go through different things. And I've been in a place where I've needed to take in as much knowledge or guidance from spiritual teachers to help me. And, you know, if I'm able to have gone through enough experiences to not only have processed my experiences, but have enough understanding to articulate them to try and help others, that's great. So if you resonate with the post, that's brilliant. So that's why we're doing this. And the lives are great. I mean, I know I've not done a live for a while. That's not because I've not wanted to do one. I've just had to try and keep a bit of distance from my phone here and there. I love doing the lives and interacting, so I will be doing them more often again. in the future. Let's have a look. Visit India, Danny. I get asked that a lot. I'd love to visit India. There's loads of places I'd like to go and see. When obviously circumstances, travelling wise around the world is a bit more balanced and sorted out, then yeah, there's lots of places I'd like to come and visit, and India is definitely one of them. So the time will come. The time will come. You're sharing positive, nice thoughts. Thank you. Glad you like them. What does make Vanatos, if I said your name right? What does make life worth living, bro? So what makes life worth living? If you ask that question to a bunch of different people, you'll probably get different answers. But for me, hold on, just have a sip of water. Gotta keep up with drinking plenty of water a day. A lot of people don't do that, and if you don't drink enough water, there's a lot of side effects from that. So make sure you just drink plenty a day, and it will help. Yeah. Right. So for me, what makes life worth living? That's changed for me as time's gone on. I used to think when I was younger, I suppose earning money so you can do stuff and doing a dream job, and then you get the traditional, then you get married and you have kids and all that. But I think it's not that for me now. If that's what you want, then that's what you want. For me, life worth living is, what my intention is to connect more to my authentic self. What makes life worth living, to be able to have that awareness that we can create what we want in our life. We're unlimited beings with so much potential. So it excites me, the idea. I mean, I'm much more tuned into my authentic self than what I used to be. I'm not, there's a lot that I'm still not tuned into at all. I don't think I'm not where I think I would like to be, but then that could just be another perception in itself. But for me, it's being in tune with your authentic self enough to be able to live as your higher self here on earth. So we're in this human form, but we are in touch with our spiritual essence. Because when you're in touch with that spiritual essence, you're in tune with your purpose in life a lot more. Because I believe that we're all here for a reason. We've all incarnated in this life for a reason. Multiple reasons, probably. And we all have like a purpose, or we still have free will, but we have purpose, and the best way to say it is high potentials. So you could come into this life with the idea that you're meant to experience this or do this to help this thing in the world and that thing. But because free will comes involved and we forget who we are, we can get caught up in the ego and the self-identification in the physical form, and we can get strayed off our path. And so we might not always fulfill the original purpose that our soul had intended. So for me, being in touch with my higher self or my true self enough to fulfill my soul purposes, whilst at the same time being able to enjoy, because we are in the physical form, we're here for a reason, and we can enjoy things in life. But I'm all for that. But I think it's, if you have too much identification with those things, that's when it gets a bit, problematic. So for me, life worth living is if you're able to get in tune enough with yourself to not only experience and manifest things that you would like to experience, but what your soul wants to do. Because if you're doing stuff that's your sole purpose, it's going to feel good, because you're tuning into what you truly want to do. So, yeah, I think that's the answer for me. Something like that, anyway. I'm just catching up with the comments. Sorry, I do have a habit to ramble on a little bit. So I need to just go back to the comments, and then you've cut your hair off. Yes, so my hair, some of you may have noticed the last few times I've made an appearance, I've had longer hair than what I used to, and now I've suddenly got shorter hair. quite intentional. So I was aiming to grow my hair for like a bun, you know, tie it up in a knot. Haven't had a haircut in 8 months. Just to trim the sides just a little bit because my hair gets so thick and wavy. And went to adjust my hair, not at barbers or hairdressers yesterday, and it went wrong, unfortunately. So, much to my dismay at the time. So then I had to go to the barbers, and the only way to sort of correct it was to work with what we got. So it's kind of get back to being short again. So yeah, so that's what's happened. All those months of growing it, but I'll let it grow a bit longer again because I like the wavy look. But I don't know how long. I'd probably keep it at a more manageable length this time. Might not go for the knot. But that's why the hair suddenly cut all of a sudden. I love your content. Greetings from Mexico. Wow, hello Mexico. Is it Frid? Oh, I'm so Fredocas. Oh, I'm not really good at pronouncing things. I'm so sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong. But hello, greetings from Mexico. Thank you for tuning in. Greetings from the UK, and hope you're having a lovely weekend. Black Crystal 98. Hey, I like the way you blend physics with nature and soul. It's just perfect. Love for me. Oh, well, thank you so much for that. I'm very much, so I love this, you know, there's a lot of science involved with a lot of this, you know, the spiritual stuff as well. There's loads of teachers and scientists and doctors that I've mentioned, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, you know, I think, what's his name? The other one, I've got his book somewhere. David R. Hawkins, that's the one. Loads. And because I've got a very logical, analytical mind as well, I want to make sure that, you know, whatever I go along with that I feel is right for me. You know, someone could say something, and this is what I'd encourage everyone. If I ever say anything, it's why I always put a little disclaimer in the caption of my post that this is just my opinion, my outtake, my experience, my perception. You know, it might not be resonate with everyone, and that's absolutely fine. So if something I say may not resonate, that's okay. Go with what you feel. You know, never you know, think that such and such, everything as gospel for anyone, because you have to always go what feels right for you. And the biggest teacher in the world, that, you know, genuine teacher will say that, you know, don't take what I say for granted. Take them as what Eckhart Tolle says, as signposts. The idea is that the words and the teachings help point you to your own inner experiences. They're signposts to help to help you. And I like to have the combination of like the science behind stuff as well, because it's very important. It's important to know how the brain works and how, for example, the brain works with meditation and the effects that it has, because we are a spiritual being, and we are, you know, always intending to connect more to our spiritual self away from ego. But at the same time, we are at the moment a physical body as well. So you want to get the balance. You know, we're not physical beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. So, and nature, you know, it's a wonderful thing, nature. So part of the natural world, which has a big, big effect on us. So combining all elements, you know, I just like to try and make everything as diverse as possible. You look better in short hair. Okay, thank you. The thing is about my hair, it's so wavy and thick, and actually it goes a bit curly. But at the back of my head, it's really straight. It's very strange. My hair is so straight at the back, very curly and thick, and a bit more frizzy at the front. So I try and do different looks, but yeah, I wouldn't let my hair get as long as it got if I wasn't intending to grow the man bun, as they say. But if I don't grow the bun, then I'll let my hair get a bit longer, but just at more manageable length, and then we will avoid mishaps like yesterday. Oh, come back out of that. Let's go back in here. Your thoughts always inspire me. Thank you for shaping the tomorrow's leader and showing how to live life to the match. You're such an inspiration, man. Oh, thank you so much for that. Kushbugo Swami 98. Again, I hope I said that the name correctly. Thank you so much for those lovely comments. It means, as I've said before, it means a lot, you know, because you know, I've been lost, you know, and also not having many people around me to relate to on the, shall we say, spiritual level. You know, there's lots of us around, but it seems that it's very few and far between locally. You know, I know quite a few people find that as well. So I'm just happy to just have an opportunity to be able to connect to people around the world. You know, that I would never know any of you guys if I wasn't doing this. So I'm glad that you're taking inspiration from that, and I really hope it helps. So thank you so much for that kind feedback. What's your view about subliminal and how does it work? I don't have the greatest knowledge. I know of it and a rough idea what it means, but I don't have the greatest knowledge about how subliminal messages work. My understanding is that it's kind of, I think we get it a lot in adverts in the media, and like adverts and things like that, don't you? You know, it's like subliminal messaging where it's like there's a form of programming the mind without directly doing it. I think it's the way certain phrases or certain things, it's planting seeds in the mind without realizing it to make someone. I think I'm on the right sort of lines. Again, I don't have the most knowledge on it, so I can't really say much more. Does anyone have, actually, who's in the live, does anyone have some knowledge of subliminal messaging and exactly how it works? Because that'd actually be quite interesting to know. Right, let's have a look. Some more comments. Your vibes are amazing, just like your post. Much love from India. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Black Crystal. Very kind of you. Love and light to you. Thing about smart people is that they sound crazy to stupid people. Are you meaning that like people who are smart but may not? Yeah. What did you mean? What do you mean by that? Thing about smart people is that they sound crazy to stupid people. Oh, as in you. If you're speaking in an intelligent way, some people may not understand it. Is that what you're meaning? My phone is very sensitive today. Click. Greetings from Chicago. Wow, hello Chicago. Fit so fun. Hello there. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Greetings from India. Hello Asath. How to win body, mind and spirit. I'm not quite sure what you mean. NJR7678. How to win body, mind, spirit. I'm not quite sure what you mean, how to win. Are you meaning how do you get a balance? So that you're balanced in body, mind and spirit? Is that what you're meaning? How to attain a life balance. When you say Prab Haramnath, I said your name right. How to attain life balance. So I'm assuming that you mean how to be balanced in life balancing out all the different things in your life. Well, I'm still trying to do that. You know, I've not been the most balanced the last couple of weeks with sleeping, which is ironic because I've shared a lot about sleeping patterns and the benefits of going to bed, sleep before 10 and all that sort of stuff. You kind of get into a rhythm, don't you, or a routine, and for some reason it's difficult. You could go to bed and just not sleep. So, and also energy-wise as well. So at the moment I've not been the most balanced, but it all comes back to being present and having great self-awareness. Because if you're present enough within yourself, you know, you can... So how I've understood this as a theorized quite well, but the practical side of it I'm still working on. So you want to be present in everything that you do. So that means you want to give everything your fullest attention when you do it. So let's say you've got your sports and your fitness part of your life. You've then got your meditation part of your life. You've then got your career, your work, your job. You've then got your family, friends, and etc., etc. So I think the way to be balanced is to not be obsessed with any one of them. Because quite often a balance is when we become overly attached to one or two things too much than other things. And, excuse me, messages just come in. And then that way it leaves us lacking in other areas. That's basically how imbalance works. I mean, it's like a seesaw. You've got two ends of a scale. If you have both equal attention on both, then they'll be like that. If you've got too much on one, it will go like that, and vice versa. So the way to do it is to be present in each moment, because the times I've been able to do that, if I'm being present with, let's say, my yoga, good example, because yoga is something that really embraces the being in the present moment concept, and also the type of exercise that it is. The more present and tuned in you are, the greater the benefits it is. It's more easier to hold the poses, etc., etc. You put all your attention on those in that exercise. That's all you're focusing. So if your mind and body is completely focused on what you're doing, then you'll be enhancing that experience. And then when you come away from your exercise, you stay present, and you might want to go get some food. So you're cooking, and then you're making the good food. You might then think, oh, actually, I really want to cook. I don't want to just get, I don't know, some toast or something that's quick and less healthy, and you might actually make some food, and you're enjoying your food. You then go get showered. You enjoy the experience of getting clean and having a shower. You then maybe need to go to work, so you're feeling positive, you've had exercise, you've been present, you've eaten, so you go out, you go to work, and you've got a clearer mind for your work. You focus on your work, just your work. Then you come home, you see your family, you focus on your family. Do you see what I'm trying to get at? Is that each different thing you've got in one day, because you focused your attention on the present moment all the time, each thing that you want to do, you've got your fullest attention on, and there's an equal balance. Whereas, you know, I don't know, so that's a good example. Let's say mobile phone, you know, or social media, or Netflix is a good one, actually. You know, we might be too obsessed with going on our phone, checking our messages, checking our social media, going on Netflix. You know, and that's it. Instead of exercise, eating good food, maybe sleeping better. So that's my understanding of what a good balanced life would be. Because you're given everything equal distribution of your energy. How do you come up with facts like that? I like what you share. So I would never say, you know, as I was said earlier in the live, you know, I don't want to say everything's facts, because I don't want to. What I may say may not resonate with everyone. It's the same with everyone. No teaching is the same. You could get a group full of people who are talking about essentially the same topic, but they all say it from a different way or from a different angle. And the first three people, you might not resonate with what they say at all. And then the other three, oh, brilliant, I've not heard that before. I always use that analogy. It's a good analogy to just say. So I'm really grateful that, you know, you like what I share, and if it resonates, that's good. What I would say is that it's just stuff that I've learnt and conceptualized myself through my own experience. So experiences that I've gone through and I've gone through them enough and absorbed them enough to know how to put it into words. So that's one. Also, if I've learned something from other teachers that have helped me, and I think it's very important to share, I can understand that, I'll then share that as well. So it's like a mix of different things. But I never want to say anything's facts, because everything, you know, I think there's a good probability of how something may work, and for me that's truth. But always go with what's your truth. And if we share the same truth, brilliant. But we might not, and that's also still brilliant. That's also still okay. So, it's just stuff. Answer to the main point of your question. It's just stuff that I've learnt over a period of years. You know, half of my life I've been on my path now. So literally half of my life. So I've been doing this for quite a while, or learning stuff, and yeah, you just learn from your own experiences. You learn from other great people around you. You learn from other great teachers, and yeah. How to attain emotional intelligence? Well, that's... Emotional intelligence is quite a broad spectrum, really, isn't it? Because emotions are... Essentially, emotions are only from two places, fear and love. Every emotion, I would say, is it stems from those two places, but it can be spread in a very broad spectrum. So emotional intelligence to me is when you have the self-awareness and you understand how you feel, or also you don't block how you feel, because quite a few people won't even acknowledge their emotions, or they'll think it's a sign of weakness. They won't cry, they won't allow themselves to feel things, which is not healthy to do. Not just for on a mental level. You know, there's been lots of stuff shared in the past about how if you don't acknowledge your emotions, it turns into physical ailments, you know, and it at least will certainly influence behaviour. You know, if you don't understand how you're feeling, why you're feeling, you won't understand why you might have certain thoughts, and certain thoughts will influence your actions. So having the emotional intelligence and how to obtain it is to, first of all, be in tune with your feelings, acknowledge your feelings, accept they're there, and accept how you feel, even if it doesn't feel comfortable, and just be honest with why you feel you're feeling a certain way. And then also realizing that you're not those feelings. You know, having your awareness that you are experiencing a feeling and a lot of emotion based on a perception that you have and an idea or belief that you have, you know, because you and me could go through one experience. We might have complete contrast in how we view that experience, and we'll have a different feeling or emotion. You know, one could be good, one could be bad, or one could be indifferent. So self-awareness, first of all, being more present of who you are, and paying attention to how you feel, and not blocking how you feel, even if you don't understand it. And then be the observer. I remember when I first started doing this, and it was almost like it's like I'm talking to myself. You know, it's like you're being your own counsel. I talk to myself a lot, and I find it actually helpful, because it's like your own journal, just speaking to spirit or your angels and your guides. You know, you go through something and you're feeling it, and then I had this the other day. Actually, I was feeling a strong emotional reaction, like a trigger from a habit pattern from when I was much younger, and I thought, gosh, I've not felt this for a while. Then I thought, why am I feeling this? Always ask the question, why am I feeling this? And then you start to be honest about, oh yes, it's because of this, that, and the other. That's emotional intelligence. It's not being ignorant to it, and it's not blocking it. So being free to feel and acknowledge it is the start. Because if you can be free and feel and acknowledge it, you can then explore it to see what you want to change. I would say being emotional unintelligent is if you just don't acknowledge your emotions and you just block them away. But then you will have a reason for that, but you just have to see what that reason is. Please say something about reborn mystery. Is that we get better in next birth? So reincarnation, I'm assuming you're meaning. I don't have to... My knowledge on that isn't very broad at the moment. What my belief or understanding of how things work is that we are souls and we are having multiple different experiences, because there's more than one dimension, reality. But here we have, physical lives, we've had past lives, and you have more lives. And the idea is that when we pass over, our soul goes back to the source, and it takes with it everything that it's learnt. So the essence is still there. So our souls are very evolved if we've had lots of different lives, and it's learned different things in each life. And then the idea is that the more self-aware we become, sort of like enlightened, is we become to be more aware of ourselves on the spiritual level as well, where we don't need to keep reincarnating. We can be fully awake. It's like the soul recognizing itself. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, like my basic understanding of that. But I don't have the biggest knowledge on reincarnation or past lives. I've never really explored past life regression that much. But I know that's something that can be explored. I feel really honoured to read your page, and I thought, what would it be if not seeing that page? That's really awesome. So it's spiritually connected to me a lot. Oh, thank you so much for that. Is it pre_th_? Thank you so much for that. I'm glad that you did stumble across my page and you followed, and it's been helping. So that's, I've thought, I've learned a lot. I've been running my Instagram page for over a year now. And I'm thinking how everything's helped me, because there is something about sharing. I've connected to so many people and made some really, really good friends, which I wouldn't even known that you guys would have existed if I didn't start the page. But also, there's something about being able to voice and share your passion and help people. You learn a bit more than if you wasn't doing that. Do you guys kind of get what I mean? I think it's because you're so much focused on it, because you're talking about it, you're sharing with others. It kind of emphasizes it all a bit more. So I don't know where I would have been in myself spiritually as well if I wasn't doing my Instagram page or hadn't started sharing, because I wouldn't have met some amazing people. I wouldn't have learned from amazing people, and I wouldn't be able to express myself as much with as many amazing people. So it's an interesting thought, that. Fits Soul for Fun. What are your thoughts on Eckhart Tolle? I have read many of his books and it changed my life. I love Eckhart Tolle. He's one of my favourite spiritual teachers and I'd imagine he is for a lot of people, and helped me a lot as well. I've got his book, The Power of Now, A New Earth and Stillness Speaks. Haven't read them for a while. I don't listen to his stuff all the time. I'll go through phases where I may feel drawn to listen to one spiritual teacher over another, but I definitely have explored a lot of his work and will continue to do so. So yeah, I love Eckhart Tolle, and he's one of the first names that comes to mind when if someone asks me who should I study? I'm just learning, what do I read? Who do I read? Or who helped you? He's one of those names that will always come to mind first of all. D. Leon, hello. How to work on yourself when you have insecurities? Oh, I think we all have, our insecurities. That's one of the reasons what spurs me on to work on myself is I recognise I've got these insecurities or anxiety. Has always been a big thing for me, and I realise I don't need to feel that way. But the thing is if we've been doing it for so long, or had a perspective on life for so long, it's very difficult to break that habit. So you do kind of need to work on yourself, and it takes time. So I've got insecurities still, had major insecurities, but that's what spurs me on to work on myself and explore. So the biggest thing to do is to not beat yourself up. This is one thing that I've had to learn, because I'm very much a perfectionist, which I don't think is necessarily always a good thing now. But yes, I would always have this thing, I need to get it right, or if I haven't achieved something that I wanted to, at the time I wanted to, then I, won't recognise the good that I've done. So the biggest thing that I will say is to always be your own counsel and don't beat yourself up. So recognising the security that you have, one that you'd like to change, and explore what that is and how you would want to go about changing it, and then put a plan in. I would say put a plan in action, and then just attempt it, and never beat yourself up if you don't do it. But the bits that you do, then congratulate yourself, and then just be kind to yourself. I never intended to be unkind to myself. I just would just be like, oh, I've not done this or not done that. And I still do that a little bit, but I'm learning to catch myself doing that now and just think, no, just don't beat yourself up. You just put yourself under much more pressure, because we all have moments where we're more clearer than other times, oh wow, is it Parul Goswami? Your passion to make a difference in the world is unbelievable. You put your heart and soul into your endeavours and surpass any personal goal you could have. You inspire. Thank you so much. That's really, really sweet comments. Thank you very much for that. I love all of this and sharing. Isn't it amazing that we just be able to connect and just share? Like, this is one thing to be grateful for. Especially, I know obviously Instagram and all that and social media was around before this year, but one thing that we have, like if we're in lockdown and things like that, to still be able to connect to people that you will never meet physically, but you're still able to make a connection and recognize, each other on a soul level. That's powerful, and I just think it's incredible, and to be able to share stuff that for me is just, I could just, I might have a feeling about a particular subject, or I just have words come to me and that's what I feel, and I just want to post and send it out, as a way of releasing something for me, and then whoever resonates, and there's that connection. That's brilliant. So thank you very much for those kind comments, and I'm glad that you are feeling the benefits of the posts. I'll continue to keep sharing, and hope it continues to help. I love what you say. Thank you for sharing. Malakaya, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. A bit tired. That's why I've not been on the lives quite so much. My sleeping pattern's not been completely where I want it to be. I've had a bit of eye strain. My eyes have been very tired, but they are feeling better today. And I've got my phone up here, got good distance, so my eyes are absolutely fine chatting. So I wanted to say hello, because I do want to get I had promised my newest YouTube video to be uploaded by this weekend. There is a bit of a delay with that, but I am going to get it done for next week. It's the Law of Attraction. If you haven't checked out what my newest video was, is my 5 top ways on how to clear negative energy, please do check out the link in my bio. Hope that will help. But the next videos for my YouTube channel will be the Law of Attraction and how to raise your vibration, or raise your energy. Those will be the next 2. Do you know any powerful law of attraction practice which can give overnight results? Just was saying, my next YouTube video is going to be on the law of attraction, so I'll put some stuff in that video and hope that will help. what else have we got here? Right. Some people claim, so hi Ash, some people claim they have memories from their past lives. Do you think this can be true? Yes, absolutely I do. I personally haven't experienced it, so I can't speak from direct experience. I know lots of people that are very in tune with their past lives, or they will have a feeling or an impression or a memory of something. And it makes sense because, like what I said earlier with the whole reincarnation thing, is, you know, our soul has the imprint of all the experiences that we've had. And everything we've learned, the word recycle gets used. I don't really like using that word, but everything that gets that's been attained, shall we say, and learnt, you take with you into your next life. And there can be karma. You know, let's say, depending how your life was previously, there could be either karma or energy that's not been cleared or a purpose not been filled. And so there can be repeating scenarios, you know. So, yes, I believe it's absolutely possible. I've had past life regression before, and I will be completely honest in my experience. I've never related to it. I found that when someone's done the regression, they're the ones that have tuned into something. Something may have come to my mind, but I honestly couldn't tell the difference with what's just my thoughts and what is an experience from a past life. And usually the regressionist would piece it together for me. It didn't really resonate. It may or may not be true, but that's just my experience. But some people have had real profound experiences, so I would say explore it for yourself and see what your experience of it is. Thank you very much for sharing, connecting with us. No problem, you are welcome. I'm just checking the time. Okay, I'll stay on for another couple of minutes. I am not able to focus, so Oak and Shield _1, hi there. I'm not able to focus on studies for more than 25 minutes. What should I do? That question comes up quite a lot, actually, about study. Meditation and practicing being in the present moment is what I've said, and your breathing. You know, I've said before, I could do a video on this, actually, because it does seem to come up quite a bit. Concentration, you know, meditation is wonderful practice of practicing being in the moment, because what is it that we're doing? We are practicing keeping our focus in the present moment or on our breath or something, which does require a level of concentration. So try meditating. I had a meditation today. I had been out of sync with my meditation practices, as I haven't been the most balanced, but today was it was a 27-minute meditation. Totally random number, isn't meant to be 20 minutes, but I went over by 7 minutes. And I just kept focusing, have my eyes closed and focusing on breathing. And just the feeling of you sitting there, focus on deep breathing and being in the moment. And you, when the thoughts come in, you keep your mind, you keep bringing your attention back into each moment. And the more we do that, your concentration will get sharper. So that, having an anchor is essentially what it helps, like your breathing. You know, I've learned a lot more about how breathing correctly really does help. You know, there's a reason, it's not just a random reason why we hear meditation and the breath being so important, yada yada. No, there's a reason for it. So meditation and practicing being in the present moment will certainly help with concentration. So yeah, hope that helped. When soul leaves body, brain gets left behind. So can the soul have memories too? Yeah, that's my understanding. The soul does have memories. It learns things. It has the imprint. You know, that's why we experience certain things and we recognize people profoundly. So yeah, into what level I don't quite know, but you know, the essence of who we are remains. You know, and on our soul level, we experience, you know, we experience everything, and so our soul will remember everything. You know, it's the ego identity that we let go of, but the fundamental essence of who we are remains. So, absolutely, we do. Let's have a look, a few more comments. So, bear with me my comments. So yeah, so the last post that I made, as per your last post, you said you don't attract what you are. Please elaborate on that. So that one was a very interesting one, because I remember I shared that a few months ago originally, because that was a post that made me think. I was like, oh, okay. So I've just got this up here now. I'll read it. You attract what you are. What if you are kind and you attract mean? What if you are honest and you attract liars? What if you are loyal and you attract cheaters? What if you are God consciousness and you attract someone whose heart is hardening with disbelief? No, you don't always attract what you are. You attract people who are in desperate need of what you are. So, my opinion on that. So that was a post that I thought was very interesting. So that's a post posted to get discussion going, because I'd like to see what people's takes on that is. So my understanding, okay, what we affirm, we create, you know, but we may affirm something so many times, but we may still get people in our lives who are not what we are affirming, you know, and people trying to be a part of our lives, or situations that maybe that's thinking, you know, that's not what I'm manifesting. So my understanding from an energy level is the higher energy will always like nullify lower energy. So the lower energy wants the higher energy. This can also come into play, you know, you can get some people who may, some people may do it, or some situations may do it where they zap your energy. So say if you've got a lot high energy, if you come in with a certain vibration and there's all lower energy, the lower energy will be drawn, want to take the high energy, So if you're going to be acting like you've got something that someone else wants, the energy's going to try and be like that. It's going to get their attention. So you attract what you are. I think there's two ways of looking at that. For one thing, you can say you are attracting what you are, in the fact that if I set the intention, and if I'm saying affirmations, fully believing that I have love around me on all levels, you know, like I've got love, abundance, good people around me all the time, that will manifest. You know, you'll be seeing good people all the time. You'll be programming your mind to see the good things and everything like that, and you become that. But you may also, you know, attract, but we all do that to an extent anyway, others with maybe lower energy, and people may be in need of what it is that what you are. So I think there's two ways of looking at that, but it's an interesting one, because I never looked at it from that perspective before. So I think there's elements of both. I would say the best thing to do is affirm what you want to be. Tune into what you want to be, and you can keep your energy levels safe. You can give freely without it draining your energy. I think that's the best way to go about that. Hey, Jay. How can you forgive the negative stuff by positive thoughts? Having forgiveness, you know, is a big thing, and it can be a big thing for some people to feel and do. But you have to. Sometimes it's not possible, and I say it's not possible. Everything's always possible, but sometimes it just isn't within us at a certain time to be able to let go of something. It's like we need to just experience our feelings and vent. And I'm all for that if you can vent out feelings sensibly, because you don't want them to be stored, but then you let them go and don't hold on to them. That's when things get tricky. When ill feelings begin to form, things get suppressed, and if you're not aware of it, then your behaviour is going to be, you're not going to realise why you may feel or say or do certain things, and it's not healthy. So it's very important to forgive, or say you're willing to forgive, So with your positive thoughts, you can just say something like, I'm willing to forgive. If you're not feeling it, but you know that you don't want to hold on to it, just say, I'm willing to forgive. And then you imagine the situation or the person, just visualize them. I am willing to forgive. And then if you keep doing that, eventually you might be able to say, I do forgive. So, try that concept. Thanks for sharing your understanding. No problem, you're welcome. Tell us what happened with your hair, mate. I already did tune. I voiced about my hair earlier in the live. A little mishap with my hair yesterday, in trying to maintain the ever long growing hair. Didn't go according to plan, and we had to go to the hairdressers, and this is the next best thing. So that's the situation for the drastic hair change. So I don't think I will let it get as long as it was before. I think I'm going to let it grow it out again, let it have its wave, but a bit more maintained. I think I might give up on the whole man bun idea, although it did get in the knot a couple of times. But that's the difference with the hair. Right, how long have I been on here now? I've been on for nearly an hour, so I'm going to sign off in just a moment. So where are we? Thanks for your post, they are incredible. How to eliminate distractions. Distractions. So it depends what you mean by distractions, because that can be anything. It can go in along with lines of what we spoke about with the concentration earlier. So if you're concentrating on something, and you don't want to be distracted by what you want to do. I know for me, that's a big thing. Trying to master like the yoga, the meditation, and all these new habits that I want to form. I do get distracted by old habit patterns, and it is very, very hard. So one is time. Things do take time. Consistency is key. Because if you're not consistent, then you'll never make a new habit. If you're trying to change something or do something different and you're getting distracted, you're preventing any new habits from being formed. I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. When I want to, say, for example, meditation. Let's just say that. Say I wanted to replace going on Netflix with meditation, as an example. And then you think, all right, I'm going to get ready for meditation. And then I might think, actually, I really want to check this new thing that's come on Netflix. Let's just see if it's up there. Oh, it is. I'll watch that later. And then I might get distracted by doing something else. The ego mind, or the habit pattern in our mind, is very clever at, making us get our chemical addiction fixes. We can be addicted to certain things. And even if we consciously think, right, I'm going to do this, do that, and that. Sometimes that part of our brain will trick us into doing what we've always been doing anyway to get that chemical fix. So it's hard. It does take discipline. Discipline does come. It sounds harsh, but there is a bit of self-discipline that we need to have. I would say think about what it is that you want to achieve, like your goals, what it is that you want to do. And just have awareness that your brain or whatever program you have will want you to keep doing it. And it will keep finding ways for you to keep doing it. So you have to be smarter than the habit pattern. And when you do get any inclination to feel or do something as opposed to what it is that you want to do. That's when that bit of discipline comes in. You have to just go through it, you know. So, because every time I don't go through it, the habit pattern still stays. I'll do it later. It'll be fine if I do it this time. And well, guess what? It's still here. So that's what I was telling myself earlier for my own things that I want to change. So, yeah, I hope that that helps with that question. Right, guys, so I'm going to sign off now. I've been on for just about an hour. I'm really pleased that I was able to tune in again. Haven't been able to log on for a while. But thank you for all the questions and the wonderful feedback that you guys were saying today. So what I will just say is that I will be tuning in again more often to doing the lives, and I will be getting my new YouTube video up and running. It will be on the law of attraction, and I've got the other one planned for after that as well, which will be about raising your vibration and energy. So hopefully I'll get the law of attraction one done and uploaded by the end of this week. If I can do that, I'll be so pleased. That's an achievement. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in again, guys. I will go live in a couple of days again, and I will keep sharing. If you've got any questions or comments, please do give me a DM. I just remembered there was another question I was going to answer, which I did see, which was about uploading meditation on YouTube. I've already got a YouTube video uploaded from a couple of weeks ago on my understanding of meditation and consciousness. So if you haven't checked that out, please do just click on the link in my bio, look at the video, and if you like the content, please do subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out a lot, help it to grow. And yeah, so wow, nice haircut, Danny. And on that note, compliment for the hair within the chat. All right, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening. And I will speak to you again soon.